Caroline, thank you so very much for the, exciting moment to join our show today, and I think explain what the hell's going on with Commie Kamala.
Well, we welcome Tim Walz to the presidential race. Let me tell you, as President Trump put out on his Truth Social a few minutes ago, thank you, because Tim Walz is a gift to Kamala Harris's ticket, because they have now become the most far left ticket in American history. And the Oppo book on Tim Walz is deep. This guy is one of the most far left governors in the country. He is open borders. He's soft on crime. He's pro defund the police. He is pro gender transition surgeries for minors. And we have all of the ammunition in the world and a lot of cash in the bank, by the way, to spend the next 91 days proving just how dangerously liberal both Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are.
Do you think white women for Kamala want their Starbucks inside of their Targets burned to the ground and looted?
I don't think they want that at all, but that's what they're going to get if they elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. If you want to know what America will look like, look at Minneapolis in the summer of 2020. The entire city was on fire, and Tim Walz allowed it to happen. After that, he actually doubled down on his defund the police movement support and said that cops are racist. Now, we need law enforcement in this country. We need law and order. And if white women for Harris want to enjoy their lattes and enjoy their peaceful Target trips, then they best vote for President Trump, because he's the only candidate in this race who's going to bring law and order back to this country.
Yeah, I think there's a pretty wild Oppo book on Tim Walz, and it's almost like it's too you wonder which direction you should go when it comes to like what a sociopath this guy is. What direction is the Trump campaign going to go at? Like, and specifically JD Vance, right? Because he's the one who's going to debate the guy, presumably.
Yes, and we look forward to that opportunity. Absolutely. Look, Tim Walz, a few things that your audience and Americans deserve to know. First of all, he is soft on crime, just like Kamala Harris. He signed a sanctuary city law in Minnesota. He signed a law in Minnesota giving licenses to illegal immigrants. That is unacceptable. That's putting Americans last. And with Kamala Harris, as the borders are, we know there's been more than 11 million illegal people that have come into this country from all over the world. And Tim Walz wants them to be able to freely enter and be able to drive and therefore be able to vote in many states as well. That's unacceptable. Tim Walz is also anti-American energy, just like Kamala Harris. He has signed one of the most radical environmental laws in the country, a ban on carbon-based fuels in Minnesota by 2040. That will be disastrous for the consumers in Minnesota and across this country. That is a gift to the Chinese Communist Party. It will do nothing to help the environment. It will do everything to threaten our national security and bring up the cost of living in Minnesota and elsewhere. And we know that goes hand in hand with Kamala Harris's anti-American energy policies. She wants to ban fracking. She said that on the record. I know her campaign is trying to run from that position now, but her words speak for themselves. The cost of living in this country will continue to skyrocket if Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are elected. If Americans want to make gasoline cheap again and get more money back into their pocketbooks, there's only one option. Again, that option is President Trump.
The dude did call himself a socialist, which is
right.
which is a precursor to communism. So it's like, this guy, that is very much a gift to you.
He's a self-proclaimed socialist, and Kamala Harris is the most radical liberal senator from the United States Senate. She's said she's proud of being radical. So there you go.
Just really quickly here, because I know we're short on time, but yesterday we had Aiden Ross do this amazing stream, this internet-breaking stream seen by tens of millions after the fact, millions as he was live with President Trump, Cybertruck dancing, so freaking awesome. I know you had a hand in that, and I know that JD Vance is 39 years old, right, and is definitely the youngest person now across any of these tickets. Kamala is 60, right? So this idea that Kamala is this young candidate isn't true, and Tim Walz also in his 60s. And so JD Vance, the Trump campaign, very young, feeling very young, acting very young, and getting quite a bit of Gen Z support. You can see it. You can see the energy.
Absolutely. Well, the energy comes from the top, and it comes from President Trump, who has more energy than anyone I have ever met in my life. And he brings that energy to our team in the campaign trail every single day. And we are having an active outreach to Gen Z voters and millennial voters across the country right now, because we know that they are dissatisfied with the Harris-Biden policies that have made life in this country more expensive. It has crushed the American dream for young people. I mean, who can afford in their 20s and 30s to purchase a home right now? Not many Americans can, even if they have a good paying job. And so President Trump is running to restore that American dream for young Americans. The Aiden Ross live stream was just one example of how he's actively working to reach out to these young voters. And it's epic. I mean, look at that. How can you not?
Caroline, this is like, I know, again, you have a major hand in these things happening, and it's the destruction of dinosaur media. Trump doesn't need dinosaur media. These clips went more viral than any interview. Not going to name, just choose anybody, right? Inside of a corporate box. These clips, you've never seen a Trump interview go viral like this. Do more of this, right? Like, this is so odd. This really grabs the energy and really shows the differences. I don't think Tim Walz with his ladder factory for illegals has this energy.
No, he doesn't. And the alternative media is certainly a part of our strategy, right? Because we understand that is a massive audience in these alternative platforms outside of the mainstream media. And President Trump is willing to do it. Whenever he's asked by some of these folks if he can join their podcast, he always says yes. He's willing to do it and to reach different audiences. Unlike Kamala Harris, who's now been the appointed nominee of the Dem Party for more than 2 weeks and has not sat down for a single interview, not even with her friends in the very liberal mainstream legacy media. She can't handle it because she wants to run from her record. She's trying to run the same basement strategy that Biden ran in 2020. It's not going to work, but President Trump will continue to do all sorts of interviews, appear at all sorts of venues. He's unafraid, and that's why he's winning.
The Benny Show. We can go stream. We could also do a pretty amazing stream, right? We're going to be...
Consider it on the list, Benny.
All right. Fantastic. Really quickly, you did say Kamala. Is it Kamala? We did see this yesterday. Is it now Kamala? What's the official campaign name?
Well, it's whatever DJT says it is. So we'll see what he puts out on True Social today. Every day is different with this man.
Okay. All right. So a final word to... a final word on the pick, the Walz pick, because there are many online that are saying that Josh Shapiro, who was forced to apologize for his religion, who was forced to try and scrub his Wikipedia because he worked at an Israeli army base and with the IDF and worked as a PR flack for the Israeli embassy. There's a lot of people saying Kamala is completely owned now by the Hamas wing of the party, the Squad, and that this was an anti-Semitic pick, right? Josh Shapiro, she didn't like his religion. It was too much of a liability for Democrats, and that they've just gone full anti-Semitic. There's a lot of that online, saying that Josh Shapiro was just like, that was the deciding factor. What do you think about that?
Yeah, Kamala Harris choosing a running mate was the first major decision for her as the Democrat Party's nominee. And not only with this decision did she prove how dangerously liberal she is by picking a far-left governor in Tim Walz, she also proved that the Democrat Party has unfortunately become the party of anti-Semitism. They have become the party that caters to the demands of far-left pro-Hamas terrorist sympathizers in this country. And it's unacceptable. And to all Jewish Americans out there, you are welcome in the Republican Party. You are welcome to freely express your religion, to freely support Israel. We will always support Israel. President Trump will always stand with Israel, and we're unafraid to say that, unlike Kamala Harris and the Democrat Party. And what a sad, sad state it is that we have a major political party in this country that is so blatantly anti-Semitic.
Yeah, the dude had to go apologize for his own religion. I mean, what a communist struggle session.
Right.
What a wicked thing to make a person do. And what does that tell you about these people, right? That they care far more about power than their own beliefs, and their own mortal soul. It's pretty dark, actually. Yeah. Not dark is the Aiden Ross interview with Trump. Just genius, absolute genius. We said it. This broke the dinosaur media forever. And the Trump campaign is running the most exciting and energetic Gen Z campaign, I think, ever. And Caroline Leavitt is one of the people responsible for it. So Godspeed. Everyone go follow her, right? Make sure that she has as much power and capacity to reach as many people, 200,000 Americans. Can't be wrong. Get in there and follow Caroline Leavitt. Godspeed.
Thanks, Betty. We appreciate you.